Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from a brewery that I'm actually really surprised that I haven't done a review for yet. I'm pretty sure that I have not. I could be wrong, but I thought about it and I really don't remember doing one for it. This is from Southern Tier Brewing Company, and they are out of, I forget the name of the town. Oh yeah, Lakewood, New York, which is like around the Erie side, so way west side by the way west side of the state of New York, by the Great Lakes. And I guess the area is called the Southern Tier, and that's why they're called that. But this is it's called Mango Crush. It's a session sour ale. It's a ale brewed with mango puree and milk sugar, which is lactose. Interesting to see that these guys are getting into that game because they usually do some like pretty, I don't want to say traditional styles. They're not doing like pilsners and that kind of stuff, but pretty old school craft beer styles. But now they're getting into the fruited kettle sour game too, I guess. And this is 4.0 ABV, so pretty light crusher here. I have not had this beer. I actually have not had anything from them in a pretty long time, so I'm kind of excited to try this because they kind of became like a big name in the market in around that area, like the Northeast and the Midwest. But they were spread so far that they kind of became oversaturated, and people thought that they were like a lower tier brewery. But I mean, back like 10 years ago, they were considered like a really good brewery, and they do still make some pretty good beer. They just don't usually do anything too fancy or that interesting to myself or some other people. So curious to try this. So as you can see, it pours it's definitely not completely flush with mango puree. You can actually see through it. It's very light. It almost looks like peach juice, or it's like a little champagne-y. I mean, the carbonation isn't champagne-y. It's a pretty still white head, but the body kind of, to me, it looks darker in the camera. Sorry, it's hard for me to get everything to try. It looks darker in the camera than it does to me on this side. It always seems that way for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's just the lighting in here. Yeah, I'm going to give it a sniff and see what we got. Interesting. So I do get the mango, but it's pretty light. I'm getting more of just like a kind of like a goza aroma, like a little bit of lactic acid and a little bit of grainy malt. But there's like a substantial like estery character. It kind of smells like a Hefeweizen too, which is interesting. Like not the banana side of a Hefe, but like the spicy side of it. Damn, that's good. That's real good. This is like so far removed from most of these like fruited kettle sours nowadays. It's crazy. Because I mean, I had a feeling just by looking at it, the fact that it's pretty transparent, that it wasn't going to be like completely loaded with mango character. Unless they really loaded it up, but still were able to filter it that much, which I guess is possible. But I like beers having an essence of fruit, but I don't want it to just taste like fruit juice. And this is really, I mean, the base of this tastes like a real, true Berliner Weiss, which is not actually that tart. generally, and is super light in body, look, and flavor. So it has that like really nice light, grainy Berliner body. I would say it's probably even still a little less tart than like a traditional Berliner, but it definitely has a mango taste, but it's not. You still get like a good bit of the underlying beer, and this is like a really true. I don't. They're not calling it a Berliner Weiss, but to me, this is closer to a true Berliner Weiss than most breweries that say they're making Berliner Weisses, like fruited Berliner Weisses. It's just the body is so light and crisp. It honestly reminds me of like a miniature pilsner, because instead of being like grain, like generically grainy and weedy, it actually kind of, the malt character is almost like crackery, like a pilsner. I mean, if you took this, and it's a little doughy too. If you took this and just extracted that mango flavor and just add some nice noble hops, I would think this was like a great lager. I mean, it's really crazy. It's so clean too that I would not have guessed that this was fermented with an ale yeast. It's just super clean. To be honest, I hadn't been too impressed with Southern Tier lately. I mean, they do make some good beers, but nothing too spectacular. But this is really surprising me. And I like the fact that it's called Mango Crush, because I mean, anyone could crush this all, other than the fact that it's 4%. The flavors are just so light, and that's not to say that it's bland, because it's not bland, but everything is just very nimble and light in this beer. And it's really, I mean, you get the mango, and then you get a nice, like, grainy, crackery malt, and then a nice dry finish. Yeah, this is just a great beer. I'm really impressed by this, to be honest. And I just like how it's so far removed from all of the other fruited kettle sours now. Like, it's just adding that flavor to give it something to hold on to, like, where you're not just drinking like the same beer flavored beer. It's just a nice little twist on it. It's not like drinking fruit juice, which I don't want to rain on that because I rain on it all the time, but. I don't know what this costs, but I'm guessing it was pretty cheap too, because their stuff is usually pretty reasonably priced. But I'm guessing it was, I don't know, like $2 a can, maybe, which I definitely think it's worth it. This is really good. This is definitely a nice poolside summer beer, so I don't know if it'll be appropriate to drink in like a month or two. But for a summer beer, this is awesome. I could see this being a lawnmower beer, just really good. So I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to the next one. Thanks.